This week, Stray Kids just sent a massive message to the global music industry. At the Japan Gold Disc Awards, they didn't just win 1 or 2 trophies. They swept 4 major categories, including Best Asian Artist, Album of the Year, Best 3 Albums, and Music Video of the Year. And here's the crazy part. They won more awards than any other foreign artist at the ceremony. For a K-pop group dominating one of the world's biggest music markets like Japan, that's not just impressive. Mons, it's a signal. A signal that Stray Kids might be entering the biggest era of their entire career. And when you combine these wins with their growing global presence, huge festival stages, and non-stop momentum, something big is happening. Stray Kids aren't slowing down. They might actually be leveling up again. So today, we're breaking down why Stray Kids could be entering their biggest era yet. Those wins at the Japan Gold Disc Awards didn't happen by accident. When Stray Kids took home 4 major trophies, including Best Asian Artist and Album of the Year, it showed just how powerful the group's influence has become, especially in one of the biggest music markets in the world, Japan. Even more impressive, their Japanese EP Hollow landed in the Best 3 Albums in Asia category, and that category was dominated entirely by K-pop releases, including albums from 17 and Tomorrow X Together. And remember, the Japan Gold Disc Awards don't rely on voting or hype alone. The winners are chosen based on real sales data, including CDs, digital downloads, and music video sales. So these wins represent something very real. Demand. Massive demand for Stray Kids music. But this moment is just the latest chapter in a much bigger story. Since debuting in 2018 under JYP Entertainment, Stray Kids have grown from an experimental rookie group into one of the biggest global acts in K-pop. Their music hits harder, their stages get bigger, and their fan base continues to expand across the world. At the center of that fan base is Stay, one of the most dedicated fandoms in modern K-pop. But what makes Stray Kids rise so interesting is that they didn't follow the typical K-pop formula. Because behind their music is something unique. Their producing team, 3RACHA, and that creative independence helped shape the identity that fans love today. To understand why their next era might be the biggest yet, we need to go back to how this story began. When Stray Kids first debuted, they weren't immediately seen as the next huge K-pop sensation. In fact, their early years felt more like an underdog journey. Their music was intense. Their sound was experimental, and sometimes it didn't follow the typical K-pop trends dominating the industry, but that's exactly what made them stand out. Instead of playing it safe, the group leaned into their identity. Much of that identity came from their in-house production unit, 3RACHA. Made up of Bang Chan, Changbin, and Han, the trio started producing music for the group even before their official debut. That meant Stray Kids weren't just performing songs. They were building their own sound. Leader Bang Chan especially played a major role in shaping the group's musical direction. From songwriting to production decisions, his involvement helped make Stray Kids feel authentic, something fans quickly noticed. Over time, the group's bold approach started gaining attention. Their performances became more powerful, their concepts became more ambitious, and their fan base continued to grow. What started as an underdog story slowly transformed into something much bigger, a global phenomenon. One of the most important turning points in the group's recent history came with the Karma era. The release of Karma didn't just feel like another comeback. It felt like a statement. The music was bigger. The production felt more cinematic. And the group's confidence on stage had clearly evolved. Fans immediately felt that this era had a different kind of energy. Everything from the visuals to the performances showed that Stray Kids were pushing themselves even further. Online, the response was explosive. Clips of performances spread across social media. Fan edits flooded TikTok and YouTube. Streams and discussions skyrocketed. And suddenly, it became clear that this era was doing something important. It was elevating their global presence. For many fans, the Karma era confirmed something they had been saying for years. Stray Kids weren't just rising stars anymore. They were becoming leaders of their generation in K-pop. But the biggest proof of their rise isn't just their music, it's the stages they're performing on now. Over the last few years, Stray Kids have been stepping onto stages that once seemed impossible for K-pop groups, huge international festivals, massive arenas, and crowds filled with fans from all over the world. One example is their appearance at the Governor's Ball Music Festival. This festival is one of the biggest music festivals in the United States. It's traditionally dominated by major Western artists across pop, hip-hop, and alternative music. So for Stray Kids to appear there sends a clear message. Their music isn't just crossing borders. It's competing on the global stage. Moments like this show just how far they've come from their rookie days. And it proves that their appeal goes far beyond the traditional K-pop audience. But the most exciting part is what might come next, because the momentum they've built recently is still growing. Right now, the excitement around Stray Kids feels different. Fans are already speculating about their next comeback, and expectations are higher than ever. Every time Stray Kids release new music, fans expect something unpredictable. A harder sound, a deeper concept, or a completely new musical direction. But what makes this upcoming era especially interesting is the timing. Right now the group has massive international recognition, huge festival appearances, one of the strongest fandoms in K-pop, creative control over their music, and when a group reaches this stage in their career, something special can happen. The next comeback can become the defining era, the moment when a successful group becomes a global powerhouse. And judging by everything happening recently, including their huge wins at the Japan Gold Disc Awards, many fans believe that moment could be approaching fast. Looking at everything happening right now, the award wins, the global stages, the explosive fan support, it's hard to ignore the possibility that Stray Kids are about to enter the defining era of their career. The era where everything they've built finally explodes onto an even bigger global stage. Of course, Stray Kids have already achieved incredible success, but if there's one thing this group has shown again and again, it's that they never stop leveling up. And if their next comeback delivers the way fans expect, we might soon look back at this moment as the beginning of their biggest era yet. But now I want to hear from you. Do you think Stray Kids are entering the biggest era of their career? Or do you think their true peak is still ahead? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the conversation with fellow Stays. Because one thing is clear, the story of Stray Kids is far from over, and the next chapter might just be their biggest yet.